Hello everyone, it is Wednesday night and time for another Facebook Live. And we get to play with stuff from the brand new holiday catalog tonight. It's going to be so fun. All right, I'm going to give you a minute to get on, and while you are finding me, I'm going to link this video over to my page. So, nope, that's not where I want to be. It just takes me a minute to get this done, but that gives you time to find me. All right, come on, Facebook. There we go. So if you have purchased with me, I think it was in the last 6 months I did, then you should have gotten the new catalog in the mail. I had them sent straight from Stampin' Up. So if you think you should have gotten one and you didn't, let me know. And if you would like to get one, let me know. All right, one moment. I can't talk and click on the laptop at the same time. We're almost there. All right. Let's get back to where we were on my laptop in case I need to look there for comments. Okay. I think we're ready now. So this is out of the brand new catalog. A couple of things before we get started. If this is your first time here, I come to you live almost every Wednesday night at 7:30 Central Time and show you something fun. And then the next week I give away that project that we made. So last week we made this fun Halloween card. And so at the end I'll tell you who won that. And then I have a couple more cards I made with this set to show you at the end also. And the other thing to let you know is shortly after this video is done, I'll post the measurements on my blog. So if you want to recreate this card, you'll have the measurements to do that. All right, so this is the new, made this with the new Winterly Treetops stamp set. And it has some fun dies too. Let me show you these. So you've got ones that cut out the branches and the leaves, and then some extra branches. And then this one, I did a card using that I'll show you at the end too, because that's fun. Now, when I was making these, sometimes if you feel stumped, I just went to the catalog and I just copied or cased a couple of cards. And I might have changed slight things with them, but for the most part, I copied them, and that's the case with this card that we're making tonight. So let me show you this page. So this is our brand new holiday catalog, and now I can show you the inside. So there's everything that's in the suite, if you wanted the whole suite. And I did use this birch embossing folder on this card. These are the linen threads, and they are linen threads, so they're thin. They're not like that jute that we also have. So they're a little, for me, it's a little easier to use those. And then these gorgeous, what are these called? Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. Oh yeah, you can see how they shimmer. And I use them on this card too. And then the birch embossing folder. So I used everything in the suite, not everything on this card, but in the cards I made, I used everything in the suite. All right, so let's get started. So this one, let me pull the catalog back out, show you what I meant. I just copied it from the catalog. Is this guy right here. And I just changed the sentiment. And that's pretty much it. The bird may be a little bit different colored, but... And then I copied this one pretty close and this one pretty close. Kind of. So, again, if you're kind of stumped and you don't know where to start with, especially with something brand new like this, then just go to the catalog and copy it. So this is crumb cake, and I have gone ahead and stamped and die cut our images just so I'll save a little bit of time, and I colored half of this one just so you don't have to watch me coloring everything. So here is that embossing folder, the birch embossing folder, and a couple of extra little greeneries. And then this is the, oh, I forgot to show you the designer series paper. My goodness. It is so pretty. So you've got some birds, and I used one of these sets that, because the dies will die cut these. I love it when they give us ones that you can use the dies to die cut. And then the other side, as they often have, is a more generic. So there's some really pretty birds. That's the one I used on this card. These birds do not die cut, but you could fussy cut them or circle punch or use a some type of other die to cut them. There's that one again. There's that one again. Here's one, just some little birds in the birch trees, and then some little birds on some kind of little, they remind me of dandelions or Queen Anne's lace, something like that. This is one of those ones where you can just cut, and I think they've got one I'll show you in a minute. You can just cut it and then stamp a sentiment on there and put it on a piece of cardstock and you're done. And then on the back is this nice, it's a little chicken, not chicken, but little bird prints. And then the last one, these pussy willows, and then on the back is a birch design. So some really, really nice designer series paper. Stampin' Up! Really knows how to do designer series paper for sure. So that's where this is from. But let's do our stamping. I think it's real red. Yeah, that's the blends I'm using. So we'll stamp our sentiment. And I'm not right over the top of it, so we'll see if I can get it straight or not. Not too bad. All right, and like I said, I've already stamped and die cut the others, but I did stamp them with Memento. Let's move this out of the way. With Memento ink. Oh, we don't want to lose our little branches either. So Memento is a good ink to use when you're die cutting. Okay, so let's finish coloring. Now I actually colored this one with shaded spruce, but my shaded spruce dark, the thin end, the cap and the end broke. So we're going to try it with Shy Shamrock, which is what I used here. So it's just a little bit brighter and not quite as deep. So I'm going to have to order some more shaded spruce blends. So I'm taking the light Shy Shamrock and just coloring the whole thing. I think that's the other side. It's hard to tell sometimes with all the lines on the leaves. And then I also colored, let's get the bird out of the way for the moment, these other ones that are kind of broader. Hey, Jackie. Broader leaves. And I'm just coloring them with the light Shy Shamrock. One more there. Okay. So that was the light. Oh, that was the dark. Well, that's not the way I was supposed to do it, because then I would go back with the dark and put it in there. But since I colored it wrong, that's not going to work. But we can go back over with the dark. These ones, it's hard to tell. The lids are not much different. So learn, do what I say, not what I do. And read your lids before you start coloring. But I can just go back over with the dark, and that'll still give it a little. So I pretty much just did, let me hold this up a little bit. Just did a little bit on some of the lines and then half of that. So that was with the Shy Shamrock. And then I used Old Olive. Make sure I have the right one now. Light Old Olive. And I did these longer leaves. Oops. And then I used dark Old Olive to do these other leaves, just so we had some variation. So on these ones, I didn't do any shading. I just colored them different colors. All right, and then for our berries, I used light Real Red and colored in the whole berry. And then I went back with my dark Real Red and just colored in the ends of them. And you might not really even be able to see that. Let me hold this up a little bit. So there's our leaves and berries. Now let's do our bird. While we have our Real Red, let's do our berries. Same thing here, color them all with light. And then go back with the dark. And do just those little spots on the end. All right, and then for the bird, I used gray granite. So I'm going to use my light gray granite. Now don't color his beak or his eye, but you can color the rest of him. Not his wing. I did his wing a little bit different too. So color his body. So this is the light gray granite. I think I might have done that all dark, but, and then take your dark gray granite, and then where they have these little lines, Stampin' Up! Helps you by showing you where to put some shading. So just put a little shading. Put some dark in his tail. And then you just go back with your light and just kind of blend that out. Oh, don't color his eye. I almost colored his eye. And then for the wing, here it is, I used dark petal pink. Now I don't know what kind of bird this is supposed to be. But I colored the whole thing dark petal pink. And then I just kind of went in with a little bit of the gray granite, because it just blended a little bit better when I did that. And then dark Daffodil Delight for his beak and his little feet. And then you don't really see any of this, but I did color the branch with the light pecan pie, because it gets tucked behind your branches. But just in case something sticks out, whoops, I colored it with the light pecan pie. There we go. All right. That is all of our coloring. Let me hold this up a little bit closer. And now we're ready to put it together. We have all of our little pieces. So let's put our embossed piece on. I always use my liquid glue if I'm adhering. Actually, I'm going to put this on there first. And the reason I do this is if I cut this designer series paper a little bit long, if I put it on this piece first, then I can trim it before I put it on my card. Looks like this one's okay, but just in case, I'll sometimes do that. Yep, that looks okay. Now we can put this on our card base. I just love the texture this birch gives it. Okay. And then I'm going to, oh yeah, I just banner cut the end of my sentiment. Didn't leave much room on this one, did I? We'll just make a shallow banner. There we go. And that is going to go down here. You can see I had trouble stamping it before. And then I did take a little bit of my liquid glue and put it on underneath his feet, so I could kind of get him glued to the branch. Let that sit for just a second. And that way I can put the whole thing on as one piece. Oh, I am going to need my green glue again. Then we can use, I use dimensionals to put him on. And I did put them like kind of over both, just as to help secure them together again. We're going to put, no, I don't want to put one out there. Never mind. Because I'm going to tuck our little green fronds in underneath of it. Uh-oh. So now, let's take our dimensional backs off. Put him on. So I want him, just so he kind of goes over that sentiment a little bit. And he can go off the edge of our designer series paper, that's fine. So now I'll take our little greenery fronds, just put a little liquid glue on the end of them. I'm just going to tuck them back behind that. And the other one on the other side. And you could definitely do more of these if you wanted to. Tuck them around other places. I love just tucking in little extra pieces like this. All right, and then the last thing, we need some bling. So I used the green ones. I think that was what they used online too. And there's this, I'm guessing, is like basic beige, and that's very vanilla. It doesn't tell us in the catalog these colors. That's probably pecan pie maybe, and then probably garden green. That would be my guess. But I thought these greens, all right, somewhere I have some glue or something. Things are sticking to it. But I liked the green ones on this, so let's do a big one. Uh-oh. And so I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. It has this putty end. That's really easy to get these off. And a little one, and then another little one over here. Like that. And there we go. There is our card. Again, copied it from the catalog. I thought it was just beautiful, so I just changed the sentiment. Okay, I made a couple more cards. So again, the dimensions will be on my blog shortly, and somebody will win this card next week. So I did a couple other ones, again, pretty much copied from the catalog. I think I did the sentiment a little bit different. And this is some of that twine, or I don't know if they call it twine or linen thread. I've lost it. Here it is. Let's see what it's called. Linen thread. So natural tones, linen thread. So that is, I think it's copper clay. And this was Cajun craze, but they go fine together. And then this is basic beige, and I stamped the birds in the background there. And then the other one I made, I think this is my favorite one. So this is some vellum. It is an online exclusive. I apologize, I did not check to make sure it was still available now. I got some free as a gift for being one of the higher sellers on Kay's team. And this is the piece I used. So that's what I die cut that frame out of. And then I used the birch embossing folder in the background. The birds were just die cut from the paper. This is the sentiment that says sending thanks. And I just fussy cut the thanks out of it. And then there's also some of the twine or the linen thread in the back. And this is, I think, Night of Navy. I could add some of those white or gems to it too. Maybe I should do that. They don't have red. Nope, they're more pecan pie. But I could add, or we have, these ones would be pretty too. These druzy, those shimmery ones would be pretty on there too. There's lots of different ones I could add. I didn't on this one. I don't remember if they did in the, and I made this one. Sometimes it's fun to have your horizontal ones open that way. So that's kind of fun. So those are the cards I made. Again, somebody will win that card next week. And last week we made this fun Halloween card, and the winner of that is Debbie. So I'm going to see her at class tomorrow night. So I will give that to her then. All right. That's it for tonight. I will be back next week. We'll be playing again with more new products from the new holiday catalog. So join me next week again at 7:30. Thanks. Bye.